Getting people to your website does not make you any money. They have to do something once they get there. Listen to this episode and find out one change you can make to your website that will help you get more conversion, more people reaching out, so you have more opportunities to sell. Welcome to another episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Alan Berg, speaker, author, sales trainer, website reviewer, here to help you in your wedding and event business sell more, profit more, and have more fun doing it. Enjoy this episode. Hi, it's Alan Berg, and thanks for tuning in to the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about one easy change that you can make on your website that can make a big, big difference. See, when I speak to people about websites, I always say that you don't get business from your website, you get business through your website. They come from somewhere to your website, and your website, because you're selling products and services most likely that you can't buy online, your website has one job. That job is to get you an inquiry. So what I look for on websites is kind of the same thing I look for in email messages and things, which are friction points and dead ends. You'll very often, if you've heard me speak before or read any of my books or seen some of my training, you'll know that I talk about reducing the friction and getting rid of the dead ends. So what I'm looking for on your website are the places where there should be a now do this, but they're not there. So this is the low-hanging fruit. This is the easiest thing. I've had some clients who have done nothing but make these simple changes, and they are simple changes. They don't require developer type stuff. These are simple changes. The first thing that I tell people to do on their websites when I'm reviewing a website and then saying, okay, there's all these things you could do, but do this first. Add relevant, contextual calls to action everywhere. Don't be afraid to be redundant. A lot of sites I go to, the call to action, which is that this is the step you should take now. Call us, email us, text us, contact us, whatever, is usually either not there at all or it's at the bottom of the page. And I don't know about you, but I don't get to the bottom of a page very often these days, and I'm sure you don't either. So what I want you to think about is look at your website on a phone, and because it's going to react differently than it does on desktop, it's going to get skinnier and longer pages. And if you have to scroll more than 2 times and there is nothing to do, there is no link to another page, there's no link to call you or email or text you, or nothing that I can do except keep scrolling, you're going to lose some people because you're not telling them what to do. So the low-hanging fruit is this. I want you to go on your site and I want you to add a sentence that's next to whatever they're reading about. So let's say they're reading about you're a wedding celebrant. You do ceremonies. And the sentence you're talking about in this paragraph, and you're talking about how you can do a beautiful personalized ceremony for them. The sentence that should be there next is, if you want to find out more about how I can help you create a beautiful personalized ceremony, check my availability and get a price quote, or even arrange a meeting with me, call, email, or contact me today. Now, you might say text if that's one of the options, WhatsApp, depending on where you are in the world. The word call should, if I click it, it should open up on your phone to dial. And you've seen that on many sites. Now, some sites, it'll do that because the browser on your phone recognizes the phone format if it's actually written in a phone number. But what if you just say the word call? It's not going to know to do that. So if you make your own changes on your website, I'll geek out on you a little bit here. You make changes on your own website, you know how to make a link, like a link to another site or another page, a hyperlink, the little chain link icon there. You would go like you're making a link, and if it doesn't offer you telephone as a call as one of the options, what I want you to put in is TEL, like telephone, TEL, a full colon, not a semicolon, 2 dots, full colon, and then put your phone number. So you can put the area code and the phone number, and then you could put dashes or dots in between. But if you do that, every browser, every phone, every browser will recognize that as a dialable number. If you want to make it so they can send you an email, I like to do that. I have it on my site. They may not want to fill out a contact form. They might want to actually email me. The word email, the link that goes behind that is mail to, like MAILTO and then you put the email address. So in my case, it says mailto:, Alan@alanberg.com. Now, when you click the word email, it'll open up their default preferred email program on their computer, on their phone, on their tablet, or whatever it is. It'll open up right there. And then you could link to a contact page. Some of you have a contact form on the page, which is a whole nother discussion of a great way to get more contacts. In my case, there's a contact form on every page except the home page. I just thought it was kind of forward for someone to walk into, my receptionist, so to speak, get to my home page and be like, hey, contact me now. It's like, whoa, you just got here, right? So every other page has a small contact form on the page, and my call to action says call, text, email, or use the short form on this page. If you click call, it dials. If you click email, it opens an email. If you click text, it opens a text. And if you click use the short form on this page, it links you to that form wherever you are. Whether the form is above you or below you on the page, doesn't matter. It will take you to that form. You don't have to load another page. And I find that on my site and others, it gets a lot more contacts. Now, that's not the one I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to talk to you about the text part of that. Now, take that sentence. You've put all those links in, copy it, and then go down the page further, paste it in again, and just change the context of it to whatever you were just speaking about right above that. So if you are a photographer and you say, if you'd like to find out about how we can schedule your engagement session, check our availability, get a price quote, or arrange a meeting, call, email, or contact me today. Right? And then you go down further and you do it again and again. And if you just put this on every page in many places, you will get more inquiries than you're getting now because you're telling them what to do. But don't just tell them what to do. Tell them why they're doing that. Give them the what's in it for them. Checking availability, getting a price quote, arranging a meeting, whatever it is that you want them to do. Now, the other thing is you can be linking to other parts of your site. If you'd like to see your photos in our gallery, check our availability, whatever. Now, photos in our gallery, those words can link over to the gallery page. So text is the easiest thing to do on a website. If any of you who are managing parts of your site where you can add words, you can add sentences like this. You don't need a developer to do this. It's not changing the design of the page. It's simply adding text with links. And if you already do text changes on your site, this is something everybody can do. So that one change, that simple, free in most cases if you manage your own site, if you have someone that manages your site, would not take them long to do it. Once they create that sentence with the links, it's paste, 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 maybe just changing a little bit of the wording to be more relevant to whatever you're speaking about. Like if you have a page for quinceañera, you wouldn't talk about weddings in the call to action. You would just change that, right? Or bar mitzvahs or corporate or whatever it is. But if you just add text calls to action to your website, you're reducing the friction, you're making it easier, you're getting rid of the dead ends. I've seen sites that say, we can't wait to help you have a beautiful wedding. And that's it. There was a period. There was nothing after that. How am I supposed to have a beautiful wedding? How are you going to help me have a beautiful wedding? Just add these text calls to action with the links throughout every page of your site. And if you want to know where to start, you should have analytics on your site, Google Analytics or some sort of analytics that tells you your most popular pages. If you know what your most popular pages are, start with them. Most likely your homepage. In my case, on my site, my homepage, my resources page, my about page, my speaking page, my sales training page is kind of in that order. Those are the most popular. I even have calls to action on my blogs. My blog articles have calls to action on them. Not throughout the blog. That one is at the bottom because it's not a sales thing. It's an informational one. But all my other pages, I saw the other day, I was working with someone and he said, let's look at your site. I had, I think, 7 or 8 calls to action on one page. I think 12 on another one because some of them were hidden in those toggles that open and close or tabs. You can't see a whole web page. You can only see as much as you can see on the screen right now. So when I scroll, let's have another call to action. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Wedding Business Solutions podcast. Full transcripts of this and every episode are available on my website at alanberg.com. And if you have any questions about anything in this episode or any of the episodes, or you'd like to make a suggestion for a future topic or a guest for one of my dialogue episodes, you can email me directly at alan@weddingbusinesssolutions.com. Please subscribe to this channel, post a review if your platform allows it, and if you don't get email updates of the latest episodes, as well as upcoming workshops and masterclasses that I have, you can join at connectwithalanberg.com. I look forward to seeing you on a future episode. Thanks.